Hey, all right, and thank you for joining us once again with the infamous as well as famous Englewood Enterprise Gallery show on CAN TV, channel 21, and I have my esteemed guest here, KG.
Yes.
Yes, how you doing, KG? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, indeed. KG is a fellow artist in the realm of singing as well as design. You know, we are the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at our new address at 35th and Racine within the Bridgeport Arts Center. You can find us there on the first floor. Our email address is enterprisegallery@gmail.com. That is enterprisegallery@gmail.com. And you can always check out our website for updates, www.englewood.enterprisegallery.com. And it is so awesome to be back. Nice day out. Hope everybody had a safe day. For those of you who haven't seen our show before or who don't know what the Englewood Enterprise Gallery is or does, we are a creative co-working space located on the south side. We provide artist services as well as art networking and different things like that. And we like to use art as our form of outreach and community development. We run several youth programs throughout the year, the Youth Business Network as well as the Kid Biz Entrepreneurship Camp that we have going on. So those are just some of the things that we do at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. And now for my guest. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Great. So, you an artist? Would I call that a vocal artist?
I do poetry, spoken word, paint occasionally.
Okay.
Done some acting here and there, plays.
Okay, so you're also an actress.
Singing, yes.
Cool. What is your favorite? What's your singing style, shall I say? What would you characterize it as, or the type of music that you make?
I do mostly blues, rock, and neo soul.
Okay.
But probably soul more so than neo soul.
Wow, blues, rock, and neo soul. Mm-hmm. Blues, interesting.
Yeah. Tennessee girl.
Yes. Okay, you are from
and now
Tennessee,
I'm in Chicago,
right?
blues all the way.
Right. So, you're from Tennessee,
Been here for
Southern
a year.
State, a year?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm getting a year in May.
Okay, cool. So, how are you adjusting well, or are you totally adjusted?
Yeah, I'm pretty adjusted. I was mentioning previously before we started the show is that living here has been very much like New York meets Nashville. You know, it has all the big city feels, but the people have the Southern hospitality.
Really?
So it's
here in Chicago?
Yeah, very well.
Southern hospitality?
Yeah, you
want
to
man, that is awesome. That was
true story.
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
Because you never really know from the inside looking out how others perceive you. You know what you see on TV.
Yeah.
You know.
Chirac.
Yeah. But that is awesome because I never really took my average Chicagoans as being hospitable. But that's a blessing that somebody sees us like that, because I've been to the South, a lot of parts of the South.
Even if you look at your music, it's not a lot of violence in the music that people that are native put out. There's just a lot of peace, love, community.
True.
That's your aesthetic. So. No matter what people see on the media, there's always, more to the story.
Right.
And you guys tell your story very well.
That's very important.
Out of your own mouths.
Yes.
Versus what the media portrays. So, yeah, it's been nice.
Well, that's good. That's important. It's very important that people learn to tell their own story. That's another reason why I really like CAN TV, because it provides a platform for everybody to tell their story.
Yeah.
Public access, public cable stations and things like that, they are very important asset to the community.
They are important.
And the nation and the people. Yeah, so that is cool. So, how do you feel about blues? I like blues, and we don't get enough of blues. I don't want to call it dying, but it's almost like a dying music style form in a way. Or would you?
To a degree, it's taken a back seat to its former heyday, but you see blues in so many forms of music. So even if it's not the outright of what you think of with blues, like you have like Gary Clark Jr., he's doing a blues style music. You have the Black Keys, Alabama Shakes. Even Brandy had a song not too long ago. And, the music for that was a very, like, blues style. So, I mean, you still see it in many things. And, I mean, it's there. I mean, it depends on also how you want to label what the blues,
Yes.
If you're feeling it, that's the blues,
Yes, yes.
Because it's just all soul music.
So let me ask you, is the blues is not all about being depressed and having the blues necessarily, is it?
No, not at all. I think even though it's called the blues, you can't attribute sadness to it to a degree. I mean, if you're a human living the human experience and with the human conditions, you're going to experience those things, and it's just about balance. And you have to be able to get those emotions out as well. You can't bottle things in.
Yes. Yes. Cool. That is awesome. It looks like we might have a caller on the line, so they can patch him on through. How you doing today, caller?
Hey, what's up?
Yes,
Hi.
sir.
How y'all doing?
Doing great. Yeah.
Great. Is this Mr. Bryant?
It sure is.
Oh man, I thought I recognized their voice. This is my awesome guest, KG.
Hi. How are you?
I don't know if you caught the part where we were talking about she's a blues, rock, and neo soul artist, a wide range. But I'm glad you called, sir, because since we had a musician as a guest, and I know that you're a musician as well in your own right, sound engineer as well as a producer. Yeah. And last week we had a question posed because we had yet another producer and musician on the show, as well as an astrologist. So I actually called in myself, and I was asking them about music's ability, the different powers that music and or sound may have. And I might have asked a question about being able to teleport possibly to other dimensions that we might not be aware of. But I know that you are into the healing, you study the healing aspects of music and sound, and I was hoping that you might be able to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, right now, I mean, I'm currently dealing with vibrational healing. And so, of course, everything is vibration. Music is vibrations layered on top of each other, just harmonics. And yeah, so I mean, just a little bit of what I'll say, like the government or the powers that be, have been tinkering around with frequencies and figuring out how they actually affect the human body. And you'll be surprised, man, that a lot of frequencies and tones they can make you act certain ways, react certain ways, feel certain ways, and that's what I'm kind of into, trying to learn the whole spectrum of vibration and frequencies. And I do believe that it's a healing aspect to it. That's why certain music songs, they make us feel a certain way. Some make us feel aggressive, some calm us down, and that's just the science that I'm building off of and trying to get more into. And of course, there's always two sides to everything. There's always good frequencies and bad frequencies. Some frequencies can harm you. They can kill cells. Some can regenerate cells. So it's a wide spectrum, So like I was saying, no, everything is vibration. So you can start with 0 hertz, which is or one hertz, which is 1 beat per second, on up to millions of waves per second. And when you start getting up into the light spectrum and microwave spectrum, molecules and those things start moving at different vibrations. They have different effects. So wow. I'd love to come on the show one day, man, and share some of the knowledge.
Oh man, we got to do that. So let's go on and put that on your calendar. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. So go on and pencil us in when you can, man, and bless us with your presence. We love to hear more about that. All right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you
I
for
will.
calling in. What's your thoughts on that?
I was in complete agreement with
Yes,
what
yes.
you're saying. Yeah.
I think it's interesting because it makes me think that in the absence of this technology that we have to produce beats and sounds and things like that, like ultrasonic technology that they use to see inside the body.
Yeah.
They actually use the power of sound to see inside the body, and I think that that's just testament to the power that there is within frequencies and sound and vibrations and things like that. And without all of this technology, it leads me to believe that even people of an ancient time who created instruments from hand could have possibly possessed this same technology if it's just about sounds and beats and the rates and frequencies at which we deliver sound.
And perhaps had a greater understanding than we ourselves have.
Very true.
At this juncture, so.
Very true. Very true. That is awesome. Also, while he was talking, a couple of other examples of how sound is used either for healing or to harm people is number one. You know, they had some ambassadors, some diplomats to the U.S. that were in Cuba. U.S. diplomats were in Cuba. And this was like a big story over the last several years. They found out that someone had been using ultrasonic weapons on these people. Small doses, like maybe aiming sound at where they were staying for the night, their hotel rooms, and it was making them so sick that they brought all of the people back to the U.S. They because whatever they were using, these weapons that were created just by using frequencies and sounds were really harming the health of the people, as well as crowd control. The government has used different types of music, different types of sound, and different psychological operations, and they actually have a tool that is used to disperse crowds. And what it does is it projects a sound that disorients people.
It's a complete dissonance.
Yeah, it's to break down people who are protesting or rioting, whatever the case might be. There's this big boom box that they bring out inside of a truck, and they actually aim certain sounds at people to disorient them and make them disperse, supposedly. And then the ultrasound component, which is a sound tool that we use for good, and to help people. And I can only imagine what the future has to offer once we continue to understand the power of sound, as well as the music that we listen to every day that gets played every hour on the hour. That's what the radio stations take pride in. Yeah, top 10 every hour on the hour. So you can guarantee that they're going to be playing them same songs. Right. And the type of beats that they are delivering in certain types of music does have the power to affect the way people think. So I was just impressed with that. I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to be on the show so I can talk about it.
Yeah. We got to get him on out here so he can talk about that. The Englewood Enterprise Gallery show. We love talking about all different types of things that make you think and things like that. But also, I told you a little bit about what we do. As I always like to do, I like to show a couple of videos so people can get a visual of what we actually do at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery. So give me a couple seconds. I'm going to pull this on up right quick. And you can let me know what you think. This is actually one of our latest projects, Kay's Fashion Lab. For a long time, we would, our young people that we mentor in some of our youth programs, we have a component where they actually learn to sew, they learn to make t-shirts, they learn to do fashion and things like that. So just to show you guys some of what we were up to last year, and we will be starting our youth mentoring program this year around the summertime. So I'll pull that up, and feel free to give me a call and let me know what you think about it at 312-738-1060. This is a live show. Call in, ask a question, make a comment, and once again, thank you for joining us. Right. I like that. We think it's important that we continue to try to teach our young people different types of skills, creative skills. You know, we big proponents. I'm a firm believer that creativity is the seed of innovation. You know,
it's such a dying art too.
Yes, it is. Once again, another dying art.
Cultures, they bring it over here. You know what I mean? A lot of Asian cultures, like if you go to certain cleaners or whatever, they'll have seamstresses and African, especially in New York, it's a lot of African people who sew and sell goods and things like that. But
Yes.
even in some of the Latin cultures, but in America, not so much. We're like, who can we get to do it? So it's really nice. Like my grandmother was a quilter, you know, and came from them. I have some, and you know, that's one of the things I collect for that reason, because I just always remember that with her.
Yes.
It's comforting memories, but yeah, it's a really beautiful thing to make something with your hands.
Yes, and it's a rewarding feeling. You know, sometimes when you feel powerless, you know, like our people can sometimes, and you feel like, you know, when you have all of these different stigmas projected on you, like you don't have worth or value, the ability to create something from nothing can be an uplifting feeling.
Yeah,
you
very
know?
empowering.
Yes,
Yeah.
very empowering. You know, very empowering. And in order for builders to build, in order for car makers to create cars, and in order for technology to move forward, somebody has to come with a vision of something that didn't exist before.
Yeah.
And they think about it, they put it on paper, and then they're able to use mathematics to create the details of it, and then somebody else is able to build it to scale. You know, so creativity is important. Even if those young people don't go on to be seamstresses or tailors, number one, they'll be able to patch up a hole in their pants, save their family some money. You know, you used to be able to buy patches at the local store and all of that. You know, but like you say, these tools and these skill sets are being weeded out of our culture. So there are some things, somebody has to retain this stuff. You know, just like the blues, just like knowing how to sew. That's a trade that will always be with them.
And that's the thing, is trades are leaving our culture. You know?
Yes.
The number of times you see black masons, black carpenters, you know, there's a large scale to that of what we're missing out on. But that's the beauty of the arts. You know, science and medicine is great because they innovate on things, but what creates them is the artist, is moving people's hearts. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And when you tap into someone's imagination to make them think, I can make something that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Because that's what the artist is doing. We're making things that don't exist. You allow others to say, this dream I have can be reality, and it can help others, you know, so.
Most definitely.
You know, it's just, it's important that we have that.
Most definitely. We got to keep dreaming.
Yeah. Dreaming
is such a powerful thing. It's very much so. A couple of updates and things coming up. Some honorable mentions, I think, or at least some events that we would like to draw to your attention.
Honorable mentions.
Right.
You get a star.
Right. We have an open mic coming up tomorrow, over in Hyde Park. EEG and Queen Zenobia is going to be hosting an open mic over in Hyde Park, located at 1323 East 57th Street. Open mics, so come on out and join us, 1323 East 57th Street at 6:30 p.m. True North Cafe, 6:30 p.m. Open mic, come on out if you're an artist, hip-hop, spoken word, neo-soul. Hey, maybe even if you're a blues artist or something, you know, you're welcome. You know, it's a meeting of the minds of the artists and musicians. All right.
Those
Open
frequencies.
Mic. Yeah, those frequencies. We got to keep our frequencies tuned up. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I think that we need to put more attention into healing sounds.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can YouTube that type of stuff. This is nothing new. People have been studying it for hundreds and thousands of years. Just like the Tibetan monks who beat that, you know, make that that thing. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's gong.
Yeah, gong. Right, gong. You know. You know.
Millionaire.
Yeah, healing sounds. Even the drum. You know, the drum.
It's very important in African traditions.
Yes, yes.
Of what it can, speaking of frequencies, like spirituality, like what sounds can tap into, where it can take you.
Yes.
That's why it's important.
Most definitely. And that also brings me back, like you say, you know, African rituals, the African drums, Native American drums. The drum is a powerful, like last week they were saying what was the first instrument, and somebody said it could have been a flute, it could have been a drum, you know, just beating on something.
Yep.
You know, just creating that vibration,
that's already
beat.
there. That was there.
Yeah.
Make the others, but
yes, indeed.
that's there. Yeah.
All you're doing is combining human mechanics with nature, something that's already existing. But we can't say that the drum in certain cultures does allow people. It opens their spirituality to other realms. They tap into different consciousness, different states of mind using beats. You know, so we do definitely need to examine what can we do to create more healing beats and healing sounds. I'm gonna make one more announcement, and I had another question about the blues.
Okay.
Because I'm really a fan of the blues. One of my favorite blues artists is I like Muddy Waters, but I also like Jimi Hendrix does the blues.
Yeah.
So let me pull up this over here projector. Another major event going on, great learning opportunity. We will be showing a documentary of what is called the Black People's Grand Jury, as well as a rally. It's going to be held at the Thurgood Marshall Branch Library, 7506 South Racine, this Saturday, April 27th. All right. Black People's Grand Jury and Rally. They're going to be filming, they're going to be viewing the film of the Black People's Grand Jury.
Which they did after
the Laquan McDonald verdict.
Ferguson, right?
Oh, Ferguson?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was Ferguson. Okay. You know, so many different. Now, I'm glad you stay abreast of important stuff. You know what I mean? Yes. It's always good to have a little help. You know, these important things.
It takes a village.
Yes, indeed, it takes a village. It happened after Ferguson, and it is an expose of the People's Grand Jury, the Black People's Grand Jury that was put together so that we continue to teach ourselves and understand how this whole process works, how the legal system works.
To ensure that we got the justice that we needed. And
yes.
And one of the key components is to basically touch on what it would be like if we had our own Black International Court.
Yes.
To be our judge and juror, because so many times we get unfair convictions within the criminal justice system.
Most definitely. Unfair convictions. You know, just one other additive to that, and I'm gonna move on to the next thing. You know, we know that slavery was abolished, you know, in a sense, but if we really look at the Constitution, they supposedly got rid of slavery except under certain circumstances, and those circumstances are that criminals can be made slaves at any time. You know, that's the law, that's the Constitution. So sometimes when you wonder why, outside of poverty, why crime is concentrated in certain areas and certain groups of people are dealt with certain ways by the justice system or the injustice system. It's all a matter of perspective.
And I would say definitely check out Ava DuVernay's 13th Amendment.
Wow, okay. Definitely. We definitely look into that. One more announcement before I get into my next major question. All right. Coming up, the Kite Fest, Chicago Kite Fest, Montrose Beach, May 4th. All right. Englewood Enterprise Gallery will be there. We're inviting you out to join us. We're going to have a lot of the youth out there. We'll have a tent set up and everything. And just so you can see what's happening at the Kite Fest, what we like to do is we do the kites. I'll also have some handmade kites that the youth can put together and design themselves. If you don't happen to have a kite, we got some. It's a paper kite.
Maybe now that I'm in the Windy City, I can finally fly a kite.
Oh, it's awesome.
I just used to carry mine in my hand and run with it and pretend like it was doing it.
You have to make your own wind.
Yeah, mine didn't do it. It didn't go.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing to see how extensive, like you got people that are kite enthusiasts that's got triple-decker kites and dragons and lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, yes, right on. All right, the Kite Fest. Here we go. Just so you can see what's happening out there at the Kite Fest, Englewood Enterprise Gallery. We like to bring drones out too. You know, so we bring our kids out there with drones. We doing kites. We doing drones. We got the Kid Biz Entrepreneurship camp out there. All right, and we're back. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. The Kite Fest, May 4th, Saturday, May 4th, Montrose Beach. Okay, and it's a lot of people out there, a lot of fun for the family. Adults are welcome also. Adults can come on out. Everybody can fly kites. Don't feel bad. I like to fly kites too. My son, he even mastered a 2-string kite. And he mastered that. Well, he learned how to do a 2-string kite. He's still working on mastering.
You gonna rub it in my face now?
But he's on. Last thing, he's only about 8. You know, so anybody can learn to fly a kite. So blues, and
Yes.
you mentioned rock. Tell me about the connection between blues and rock. Some people say rock came from the blues.
That's the absolute truth.
Absolute truth.
Wherever the other people that aren't saying, they need to stop talking.
They don't know. They don't know the history. They know what they're talking about. If they think that it didn't.
They don't know their history.
Interesting.
I mean, it's blues, baby. Rock is the baby of blues. So much so that when that British invasion came here, what did the British people want to do? All the British rockers, they wanted to follow all the bluesmen in America. They wanted to find those black bluesmen and play with them. That was like their dream. That was their goal. That was like their, humdilallah, like, I want to play with, this person, this person. That's what they did.
Interesting.
And then, that's their major influences come from that. So, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody, an elder told me a story about one time the Rolling Stones came to visit Chicago, and I think that after they did their set, they had to go to an after set that was I don't know if it was Buddy Guy's or some blues establishment that was here in Chicago. They just had to go there, so I think that's major testimony to those paying homage.
And I want to say, because a lot of them too. I don't really want to put the Stones in this category, but a lot of them stole music. That's fact-based. Go research.
Yes.
But what I like about the Stones is that the people that they idolize, they actually got them gigs, got them shows.
Yes.
Like, I like you enough to let you be independent in this kind of way. So.
Cool. Well, they let me know it's about time. I don't want them to have to send security in here to drag us out. So we're going to go on and wrap it up. You've been an awesome guest,
Thank you.
KG.
Appreciate
All
it.
right. And don't forget about the open mic tomorrow over in Hyde Park, hosted by Queen Zenobia. This has been the Englewood Enterprise Gallery Show. Thank you for joining us. See you next week, and also catch us at Third Fridays at the Englewood Enterprise Gallery, located at 35th and Racine. Peace.